Let's take a look at the breadboard, what it is, why we're using it, what its purpose is. The most beneficial use of a breadboard is that it allows for you to quickly um, insert and remove components into a circuit that you're trying to build without having to worry about soldering or uh, any hard soldering or any other type of installation. So it's very convenient from that in that aspect. And also, a thing I want to point out is that for the projects we'll be working on, this particular size breadboard will suit it just fine. There, as you get into more complex breadboards, you can find them in bigger dimensions as well. So first, let's point out. Let's start with, let's see, this section here. You see these two vertical rows, or excuse me, these two columns here, um, going up and down, and then you have the same thing over here. Okay, these are what's commonly referred to as the power bus lines. Right? So this is where you'll send or supply power to your breadboard. So whatever circuit that you're setting up, you're going to need to add power to it. And the power supply in our case will be coming from the Arduino board. If you recall, there is a 5-volt out pin on the Arduino board, and that's typically we will send that to one of these pins in this column here. Now, we can send it to any one of the pins in this column here is because all this column right here in the power bus lines, they're all connected uh, vertically. So all the way down, all these pins are connected to each other. Why do they do that? As we build projects, you'll find out the convenience of having, if having the pins connected this way. And they're connected by a metal strip that's on the back of the breadboard that you can't see. But just to emphasize that we usually have, again, there'll be 5 volts. If it's coming here, then those 5 volts are present in any one of these pins. Now for here, for this negative, you might have guessed it, this is where we would send or supply the ground coming from our Arduino board going here. So again, this column is all these pins are connected together by a metal strip that's on the back. And the same thing goes for this side as well. Okay? In this area, you have this section here, and then you have this section here. This is what's called the prototyping area. And you can, this is where we'll build our circuit where components such as switches, capacitors, of course, wires. We use jumper wires to go from the power bus line into the prototyping area, LEDs. All of those will go here in this area here. Now, the way these pins are connected is that they're connected horizontally. So anything I plug in A will be connected to B, C, D, and E. Right? So any row that you choose up here, all the pins are connected to each other as well. And again, as we continue to build out projects, you'll see the convenience of having it this way. One final thing I want to point out is that you basically have two sections of your breadboard. So there are there's no connection between these sides here. Okay, so this prototyping section is separate from this prototyping section, as well as this bus line is separate from this bus line. So it's almost like you have two subsections within your board. But that is basically what you need to know about the breadboard for our purposes here.